some of you may know, is the border to the Pelagos Sanctuary, the first area beyond national jurisdiction that has been established in the world in 1999. And I would just like to make very short comments. First, that the Secretariat will fully support the conclusions of this Congress. And from our perspective, networks representing vertical and horizontal cooperation are really of essence. And actually, regional Cs are precisely about that. They are about networks. They are about governance. And in this context, we are really willing to cooperate with others and embrace complexity, because this will bring greater effectiveness. So we are cooperating with the CBD and with our parties in establishing ecologically and biologically significant areas, so as to improve the knowledge of high seas. And we are also cooperating with our sister agencies, the General Fisheries Commission for the Mediterranean, we have the representative here, the IMO, regarding measures to strengthen the management of protected areas. And moreover, at the next meeting of our contracting parties at the beginning of December, we will be signing cooperation agreements with IUCN, which is one of the co-hosts of DSN, with the Union for the Mediterranean. And the Ministerial conference will focus on another key partner, which is cities, and how to associate them in our protection efforts. And this is particularly important in a region which is mostly inhabited by coastal inhabitants, and 155 million inhabitants live in coastal regions around the Mediterranean. We believe that a global implementation agreement for the protection of areas beyond national jurisdiction is needed for ecological and legal reasons, while at the same time it's important to strengthen regional initiatives. And we have an advanced legal regime in the Mediterranean which regulates establishment of marine protected areas, including in areas beyond national jurisdiction. And progress is taking place. 23 new MPAs have been created since 2008, several of which were in specially protected areas of Mediterranean interest, which is a label that carries with it a compromise of rigorous management, including periodic evaluations of management effectiveness. And in addition, and as I mentioned before, the first area beyond national jurisdiction in the world was created in the Mediterranean, and initial steps have been taken for 3 other SPAMIs, and for which cooperation at sub-regional level is needed, and that way we also support the conclusions in this regard. However, and according to a recent evaluation by our Regional Activity Center on Biodiversity, the ESPARAC, which is in Tunisia, we have serious knowledge and data gaps, and the management of the MPAs is still weak. And the monitoring of progress is difficult, and the progress of creating new MPAs is still too little and too slow. And for this reason, we would also like to support the idea of developing new protocols, but also, as importantly, supporting implementation of what has already been created. And therefore, I would like to end my remarks with a couple of questions for discussion. One is, what else could be done to strengthen sustainable financing mechanisms for MPA protection? The suggestions of a trust fund for MPA protection in the Mediterranean, announced by Prince Albert of Monaco, is a very welcoming and generous step. And then we should think what other mechanisms could be considered, particularly in a context of budget constraints. And perhaps it's time to start thinking of some other dedicated funding, and maybe some funding from the GF to regional Cs, as it happens with the global multilateral environmental agreements. And the second question, and I'm ending with that, is how to boost the engagement of other relevant actors at national level, the ministries of tourism, the ministries of foreign affairs, the ministries of shipping, so we can accelerate efforts and agreements necessary to show the bold will to establish and manage new MPAs, in particular those in areas beyond national